There are certain tools that you can implement that will help you get to seven figures in funding and to help you sustain trading seven figures. And one of those tools that's incredibly powerful that I've seen many of my students implement, that have helped many of my students implement and had great success with, is visualization. I'm going to show you how you can use visualization in this video, two different ways to make better trading decisions with less emotion, and to also, on a broader perspective, show you how you can use visualization to help you achieve your trading and life goals. Now, the interesting thing about visualization is that a lot of research has come out and showed that your brain, when it talks about myelinization and firing pathways and reactivating pathways and strengthening pathways and associations in your mind, the brain struggles to differentiate between a real and a deeply imagined thought. So in other words, you can use visualization as a little bit of a hack to speed up your process and to speed up how quickly your brain myelinates certain pathways to get to an end goal. And you don't have to wait to experience these things in real life, but you can visualize these things and you can speed up that process. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video, how you can strengthen the right pathways in your mind to ensure that you're building a mindset that's conducive with you scaling to seven figures and sustaining seven figures. And these same principles are the same principles that are going to get you from 4 to 5 figures, from 5 figures to 6 figures, and from 6 figures eventually all the way up to 7 figures and sustaining that. So let's get into this very important masterclass. Now, like I alluded to at the start of this video, your brain struggles to differentiate between a real event and an imagined event. And there was research that I remember reading a very long time ago about an individual who didn't work out in real life. He just closed his eyes and did deep visualizations of exercising, and his body reacted in a way similar to an individual who'd go off and exercise. And obviously this is maybe a bit of an extreme example, and not everybody can visualize to such degree of being present as this individual, and it's a skill you have to develop. But there have been some reports of some incredible things that individuals have done through visualization. So that when I read that, I remember reading that was something that popped up to me and something that made me curious about visualization and studying it more and implementing it more, because there's definitely some power to it. Now, do I encourage individuals to stop exercising and just start visualizing their exercise? No, but I think there are some ways you can implement visualization into your trading to help get better results. Now, for example, one of these ideas which we're going to explore more of is how you can prime and train your brain to think a certain way. And for example, I talk a lot about process-based thinking on this channel. And you can go through and let's say, for example, you're trading a strategy that presents 4 trading opportunities for the week. Each of those 4 trading opportunities is an opportunity to practice process-based thinking. So you can either wait in real life for those 4 opportunities, or you can speed up that process through a visualization exercise and using your imagination to speed up the amount of times you're putting your mind in that situation. And as a result, you can have a lot more myelinization of those associations. So in other words, you can practice that skill through visualization to speed up the strengthening of that skill. And literally, the way your brain works is through certain associations, and has synapses that are like this, very close together. And the more a certain pathway fires, then what happens is these synapses and these associations wire together. They myelinate. And this myelinization is like conduction, and the more myelinization there is because of the more of the firing of that pathway, the quicker that association will fire and the quicker that pathway will fire. So the most strongly myelinated associations in your mind are those that will fire first and fire quicker. So in other words, you can use visualization to speed up the myelinization of certain pathways. And if you're doing it properly, like I'm going to show you in this video, if you myelinate the right pathways and you ingrain the right principles and the right processes, you can speed up that process and you can get to having the mindset of a 7-figure trader quicker. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So the first way I'm going to encourage you to use visualization is to truly embody process-based thinking. Now, the opposite of process-based thinking is outcome-based thinking, where you're a trader looking at the markets and you're taking a trade because of what you think the outcome is going to be. I think this trade is going to be a win. I'm going to take this trade. That mindset, if you've watched any of my other YouTube videos, presents a lot of issues. Process-based thinking is irrespective of what the outcome is or what I think the outcome is going to be. I'm not even thinking about that. All my expectations have been grounded on the outcome. I'm going to take a trade because it aligns with my trading plan. The market's aligning with my trading plan. I'm going to execute. So process-based thinking is the thinking that I have seen the most successful traders have. They're not thinking or trying to predict the outcome of an individual trade because nobody can. What they're doing is that they've got their processes laid out and they're consistently, when the market presents an opportunity, sticking to those processes and taking trades. So the way you can use visualization to train process-based thinking and embody process-based thinking is before every trade. This is the first place you can use it. Before every trade, after you use the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool. So you have the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool there, you've done the exercise, and you're about to take the trade, use this visualization exercise. Where, let's say, for example, this price point here is your entry. This price point here is your stop loss. And this price point here is your take profit. And price has approached your entry and you've had the 1 or 2 or 3 entry criteria that need to be shown in your trading plan. You've done the Bulletproof Your Mindset exercise. That's the free link in the description. You've grounded all your expectations. You've entered the trade. Now what you do is you close your eyes and you visualize 2 scenarios. The first scenario you visualize is price going and taking your take profit and playing out as your trading plan states over that large sample space of data. There's an edge that when it hits your entry point, it's going to hit your take profit. And what you want to visualize is you want to visualize price doing that and you being unfazed by the win, because you're not focused on the win. You're not focused on that outcome. You're focused on the adherence of your trading plan. The market's shown that your trading plan's criteria has been met. You take the trade. One of the possible outcomes is it taking your take profit, but you want to visualize deeply and get very present with the idea of it hits your entry, then your take profit, and you being unfazed by that. You've stuck to your trading plan. That's the key thing. Then the second visualization you want to do is a visualization of it hitting your entry and then it hitting your stop loss. And again, you being unfazed by that particular outcome. You know you've made the right decision because you've stuck to your process, the trading plan. So this particular visualization exercise where you deeply see price and you get very present with it hitting your take profit and it hitting your stop loss, and you being unfazed by both outcomes because you've stuck to your trading plan and your trading process. This visualization exercise, firstly, is going to prime your psychology for both possible outcomes. You see, nobody knows what the outcome on that individual trade will be. So what you're doing is you're priming your mind and your expectations that it could be one or the other. And it's also priming your mind, showing that either outcome I'm unfazed. I don't care because I'm sticking to my trading plan. So I want you all to use this visualization exercise in conjunction with the free Bulletproof Your Mindset tool. And these 2 tools together are going to help you adhere to your trading plan, going to make sure you're not taking trades that aren't part of your trading plan. And it's also going to help you lower your emotional reaction after the trade significantly, because the only reason you're disappointed by a loss is because you're expecting it to be a win. And the only reason you're elated by a win is because it's exceeded your expectations. So the more you use the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool in this visualization exercise, the more you're going to quiet down your emotional reaction after the trade also. So this, in a nutshell, is the visualization exercise that's going to help you be in these scenarios more often and visualize and prime your psychology to have not outcome-based expectations, but be process-based in your expectations. I don't care what the outcome is. I'm sticking to my trading plan. That's what's most important. Now, I want you to do this before every trade. You can also do this at any time throughout the day. So you can speed up this process and you can speed up the myelinization of this pathway. Because most traders they think they have more pleasure from seeking after a positive outcome in their mind, a profitable outcome in their mind in outcome-based thinking, and that pathway is more heavily myelinated in their brain. Whereas the more and more you do this visualization, you're going to myelinate process-based thinking as the process. And the more you fire that, the more you're going to wire it through Hebbian law. And the less and less you do outcome-based thinking, the less and less you're going to be running that type of thinking, which has a lot of emotional issues and takes you away from your trading plan. So do that before every trade you take. You can also do this exercise before you go to bed. You can do it first thing in the morning. You can even do it every 15 minutes every day. You can do it whenever you want. Just like that individual that would close their eyes and imagine themselves lifting weights or running, and they got themselves some level of an effect from that. You can do this exact same process at any point in your life where you just close your eyes and you imagine process-based thinking. You being a process-based trader, taking trades, taking losses, taking wins, being unfazed. Scaling up, maybe you're managing $1 million now. You're no longer risking, $100, $500, $1,000. You're risking $10,000 per position now. And you visualize yourself in that scenario, in that situation, and the greater degree of details you have in that, and the more present you are with that, the more real it's going to feel. And the more you see yourself, all right, taking a $10,000 loss, but being unfazed by that because you've taken a trade that's part of your trading plan, the more and more you put yourself in the right mindset to be a 7-figure trader. And the more and more you visualize yourself taking a $50,000 win because your risk to reward ratio is 1-5 on a particular trade, and being unfazed by that $50,000 win because you stuck to your trading plan. Doesn't matter about the outcome, because that $50,000 win may be compensating for future losses or taking care of past losses. So having to be unfazed by the outcome and sticking to the process, this visualization exercise is crucial and very, very important. And like I said, you can speed up the embodying of process-based thinking by doing visualizations at any time and just visualizing that process-based thinking. Now, I also want to put a little note here. Can you guys see that it's unrealistic to close your eyes and visualize yourself as an all positive, always winning, always hitting your take profit, always being elated? Can you see how that sets you up for failure and how that sets you up for a trap? Because on the individual trade, nobody can predict the outcome. So the more and more you visualize yourself being that always winning trader, which isn't realistic, doesn't exist, when the reality of the losses come along, you can see the disappointment, you can see the resentment. I would rather train you in embodying process-based thinking, so irrespective of what the market does, you're unaffected. Whereas when you try and impose a one-sided, always winning trader, you're now putting your emotional state in the hands of the market. Because if it's a loss, you're going to be disappointed. So process-based thinking is a higher level thinking that transcends that outcome-based thinking. Now, that's one application of the visualization. The other application of the visualization is to visualize and get very clear on how you want your life to look, all 7 areas of life. Now, there's a little caveat here. You are in this state visualizing the outcome initially. So you have you and you have all 7 areas of life. You've got your trading, you've got your business, you've got your job, you've got your, this is what we classify, all of these are income. You've got your finances, you've got your relationships and family, you've got your health and fitness, you've got your mental faculties, you've got your spiritual mission, you've got your social causes or your social impact. These are the 7 areas of life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, all of these areas of life are important to focus on, but maybe not all of them at the one time. You'll probably be focusing on one or another, maybe 2 or 3, and then you'll move on to the next. You may start in your life by focusing on your income, your finances, and your business, and then you may empower that area, and then you may realize that, you know what, I want some friends too, and you move on to that, and then you may realize that, health and fitness is also very important, and do that, and then you may realize that when I have all those things, being in a mentally fit shape and having the right mindset is actually what's most important. And then when you have all these resources, you may want to start to give back and think about your impact. And then when you have all that and you've mastered the physical plane, you may realize that there's a higher calling or a higher purpose that's important to fulfill as well. So you may focus on that. But what I want you to do firstly is visualize how your life looks in all 7 areas of life. And again, deeply visualize those. So visualize how you want your life to look in these 7 areas of life, the outcome of those, and get clear on the picture. How does your business and your income look? How much are you making? How are you making your money? Is it mobile money, or are you in an office or in an inspired office that you've created, or are you traveling? What is it? How do your finances look like? How do your relationships and family look like? How does your health and fitness look like? So you want to visualize all those outcomes, get very clear on the picture of how you want to look as an individual. And then next to that, you then want to figure out, all right, what's the process to get from where I currently am to get to that outcome. So you want to convert this image that you have on yourself into a process and then down into action steps. So for example, if you visualize yourself as being fit and in good shape and lean and muscular, then what's the process? What are the action steps? How many calories are you consuming a day? What are your macros looking like? How much are you training a day or a week? And what does your training plan look like? Okay, so you want to break down that visualized outcome into the specific process and the action steps. And then what you want to do is you then want to visualize yourself executing those process and those action steps. And then you actually want to go in there and do those processes and action steps. So once you have this image in your mind and you can hold in your mind's eye how the ideal version of you looks, and then you have a look at where you are compared to this ideal version of you, and then you've broken that ideal version of you into the specific process and the action steps, so you know exactly what action steps you're going to do to get from the individual you are currently to the individual you would love to be and who you would love to be. Then you have the specific action steps to do that. You go and execute on them, and you want to every day focus on consistently and persistently executing on those action steps. And this is how you transform yourself into the individual you'd love to be. You firstly hold in your mind's eye how you look in all 7 areas of life and who you would love to be. Then you take that idea and that vision and you make it tangible and you break it into the action steps. And then you have to put the energy and the focus and the work into those action steps to help convert yourself into that individual. So this is another powerful application of visualization, talking more broadly about transforming yourself into the individual you'd love to be transformed into. Okay? So most of you will probably have that goal of being a 7-figure trader. What does that look like? Really, the action steps here are very simple. You need to develop an edge. You need to put that edge into a mechanical trading plan. You need to manage fear and greed, your emotions, your psychology. You need to master your trading mindset, like I teach on this YouTube channel. You need to structure 7 areas of life to ensure that you can consistently execute on your edge with a balanced mindset. And then you need to, number 5, have leverage, prop firms or private investments to scale your trading to higher degrees of leverage. Those are the steps, the 5 steps to getting to 7 figures. It's everything I teach on this channel. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so hopefully this has given you some insights on visualization and how you can use it to, on a very practical level, help with your trading to get to 7 figures, and also how you can use it to visualize becoming the individual you'd love to become, and then helping you identify what those specific action steps are. So everything, everything you see, everything that's been created, it's all started from some form of a visual idea held in someone's mind, and then they've gone off and they've put the teams and they've put the processes and the action steps to help that become a reality. And it's no different with your trading in your life. It's firstly about visualizing that outcome and then breaking it down into the tangible action steps. Okay, check out the resources in the description. If you found this useful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share these videos with your trading friends and trading communities. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.